Chapter 6, Page 60. Reading. Listen and read the passage, "It was love, so strong and so real."
Aruna was in her last year of college near her home in Malaysia. It was the first day of a new course, and she was in class. Suddenly, she says, I had this awful feeling of being watched. She looked across the room and found that someone was staring at her, an exchange student from Europe. He continued looking at her all through the class. He did it the next day, too, and the next. Finally, she told herself, enough, I'm going to talk to him. That will stop him. So she went and sat down next to him. She discovered that his name was Hervé, and he was French. As soon as we started talking, it was magic, and he was perfect. Aruna and Hervé fell in love, but after a few months, he had to return to France. Soon after that, Aruna graduated and faced the biggest decision of her life. Hervé wanted her to come to Paris. Should she go, or should she try to forget him? Aruna remembers, my parents were in total shock, but the best thing was that they never said no. It was always my choice and my responsibility. This is what they always taught me, to make my own decisions. It was hard for Aruna to think of leaving family, friends, and home. Living in France would be a challenge, too. For one thing, she did not speak French. And it was difficult for me, she says, because I wasn't really sure what to expect. When I met Hervé, he was a student and almost like a tourist. He was happy in Malaysia and he felt comfortable there, but that wasn't real life for him. I was about to meet another Hervé whom I didn't know, the Hervé who was no longer a student, but a man with a serious job, and a Frenchman in his own country. Aruna decided to go. I had to take the chance. Although there were many differences between us, we were so much alike. I knew that he was the one for me. For Aruna and Hervé, it was the right decision, and now they are happily married. Marriage is not easy, and it's even harder when two people have to deal with differences in language, religion, and culture. Aruna says, the cultural differences were enormous. I come from an Islamic country, although my family is Christian, and many things in France shocked me. The hardest thing, she says, is to understand the way that French people think. Smaller differences in their everyday life caused problems, too. Aruna laughs. We are like night and day. I eat rice 3 times a day, and I don't wear shoes in the house. Also, I want to take care of my husband, like my mother and her mother before her, but that makes Hervé uncomfortable. Even with all the challenges, after 13 years and 1 child together, they are still very much in love.